Hello, everybody. We're joined again at the hip. Welcome to the show right here on Shaw TV, episode number 117, and the first show of a new season here. So welcome back, everybody. After the summer, we have new guests, new items, and some new hosts for you here to kick off the new season. Now, the musical guest right behind me, Mr. Hazen Sage. He's a Vancouver-land artist who writes and performs what he calls gypsy world rock. It's some very powerful and very spiritual tunes as well. So I'm super stoked to highlight his music on the show today. We'll also chat with him later on this hour. Now, on this show, we're actually going to be heavily into art. I'm not talking about Art Garfunkel or Art Blakey or even the Art Ross Trophy, but no, visual arts, music, dance, drama, even some yoga as well. So we're going to turn our lonely eyes to the Partay, the P-Art-Y Party on the Drive, a celebration of art, music, and food based around the Resort Drive community in Parksville. It's arguably Vancouver Island's largest street party, so what can you expect to see? We'll find out later, but also as a treat, we're going to get to meet one of the artists partaking in Party on the Drive, mixed media artists who do some very creative work with sculptured art, and again, we'll get to see that on the show. Stick around. Now, the Crimson Coast Dance Society, they are known for having some of the most entertaining fundraising events here in the city, and they are teaming up with the Twilight Radio Theatre to present Retro to Electro. It's an evening of 1940s-inspired live music, live radio dancing, and apparently speed dating. So I'm not sure what 1940s-inspired speed dating is, something going steady, I don't know. We'll ask our director, Todd Jones, about that from back in the day. Also now our producer, speaking of being a bit tense, Anna Bosa. Now the production crew here, we've decided she needs to relax a little bit. So we're going to match her up with a team from Bend Over Backwards Yoga to find a little more about their yoga classes. Now, some rumor is there may be some free classes coming up soon, as well as find out about a particular style of yoga that they do teach. And Anna actually told us before that she'd never heard of yoga, but I think that's yoga's a bit of a stretch. So anyways, now first, oh, sorry about that. Anyways, the new show's back. Keep tuning in. All right, but to kick off the show today, I'm going to pass it over to Kim, and I think Kim is going to take clicking on a mouse to a brand new level here. So whether our guests are critters, whether they're moronic, iconic, or possibly even bubonic, they're right here for you on the show on Shaw TV.
Glad you're here. Great to have this new season going on. So we thought with the rat race of going back to school that we'd bring in some real rats. I'm here with Tatyana Ring, and she's kind of known as the rat lady in town. Welcome, Miss Tatyana.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, I'm so excited. So my daughter got rats in April after much lobbying, like years of lobbying.
Yeah, she's a smart girl.
Yeah, okay. She is. She is. But rats freak people out. We actually saw that earlier today, but not you. Why?
Have you seen these guys?
I know, they're
what is there to freak you out about these guys?
So, okay, what are their names?
So we have Finnegan here, and then here we have Mr. Bigby. Mr. Bigby, be modest.
These are huge rats, by the way.
So these guys are exceptionally large. They are the biggest rats that I have, but they're also a little bit on the lazy side, so we thought they'd make pretty good guests today anyway.
How many rats do you have?
24.
On purpose, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. These are all my rescues, my pets, and they're permanent residents. These guys are actually the newest in our house from flying for refuge in Parksville. So
you've had them, what, 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Probably,
4
what,
weeks.
about a year and a half, you think?
Probably a year and a half. So I do have boys, and I have girls, and I have hairless ones, and I have furry ones, and I have neutered ones, and yeah, we've had everything. They're just the greatest.
They're amazing rats. But why are people fearful, do you think?
Because they're chickens? No. But really, it all goes with media. So for years, we've all heard that, rats carry disease, and they're scary, and that they're mean. Whereas we live in a modern time. That's all been completely proven to be wrong. And they're not mean. They're, they don't spread disease. They just want to love ya and steal your snacks. They definitely want to steal your snacks.
You're going for fries after the show, right, with them?
Don't tell them too loudly.
Okay, sorry. So why do they make such great pets?
Rats make really good pets for a lot of reasons. Number one is that
they fly.
They're very, very graceful. They're really affectionate. They, unlike other small animals, they actually like their people. Right. They're quite similar to a dog's personality versus a cat or a guinea pig, and they're easy to look after. They're easy to love. They're really great pets.
They're very smart, right?
Rats are super smart. So the really cool thing is each one of them has their own personality, and they all kind of have their own thing that they like to do. They're used all over the world for different jobs and tasks.
Well, tell me about the Gambian rats. That was fascinating what you were telling me earlier.
So there's an organization called Apopo, which operates in like Tanzania and all those places, and they use giant African Gambian pouched rats to detect landmines and clear the land of those. And they also detect tuberculosis and actually are saving lives every day.
Amazing critters, for sure. Okay, so what else? Do they play?
Well, these guys don't.
These guys are not typical.
They do. Especially when they're younger, they're super playful like a puppy, and they'll run and play, and they've actually found that rats actually laugh when you tickle them, so you can hear that with like a bat detector and stuff. So
really?
They do. They love to play and snuggle and.
So they're not scary creatures like everyone thinks they are.
They're absolutely.
Well, domesticated ones, perhaps.
Domesticated ones aren't, and even our wild ones are pretty. You know, it's actually the bugs on them that carry all the germs. So don't blame the rats.
So there's
domestic rats are very different from your wild rat. Just like a wild dog is completely different from pet Fido in the house.
Right. So do you do tricks with them, or do you just, like you said, I think you have too many?
I actually have a human job and do human things, so I don't actually teach any of them tricks. They all know their names. There are lots of people that have extraordinary tricks that they have taught their rats, but mine, they sleep really good.
They do, they're good nappers. So one of the things that I love about you, you have the most incredible names for these little, you have 24. What are some of the names?
Oh, okay. So we have Poofda, he's their big dad. We have Tugglebug, we got Hoggle. We've got, who else do we have?
Spent a lot of time on names.
Earl and Larry and Mojo and Moto, and there's an abundance of them.
So you've got hairless ones as well.
We have some hairless boys who are neutered, and then I have my naked girl Hoggle, who's pretty adorable.
Right. So now I really do recommend rats as pets because they're quite amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. Where would people find them? Like, how would you get them?
So a really great, or obviously do your scope out what you need for your rats. They need good ventilation for their cages, proper food, a lot of love and time. But I always recommend to adopt, don't shop. Check out your local SPCA. Check out Flying Fur Refuge out in Parksville. Leah Moore will guide you to every rat you'd ever need. And if you're skeptical about a rat, meet a rat. They'll change your mind.
Awesome. Yeah, they're pretty awesome. So yeah, really, and the cages, they need room. They need to be in pairs or more grouping,
yes.
right?
So whenever anyone asks, what do you need for a rat? You need another rat, usually. So they're very social. They will get depressed and they will get sad if they're by themselves. So always have a pair or a whole bunch of them.
Like 24.
They won't get sad.
But you don't have them all together.
No, so.
Yeah, you have different, they have their own condos.
We definitely keep the girls out of the boys' room.
There's a whole other issue there.
We'd have a lot more than 24.
Exactly.
Keep them in pairs or more and give them good ventilation, lots of snacks and love, and
so,
they'll love you as much as your dog will love you.
Exactly. They're great. Well, we're so excited. Thank you, Tatyana. That
No,
was so
thank
fantastic.
you. We're
Bye,
totally
guys.
excited.
We're going to head over and we're going to go talk to Liz, and she's talking about a great event. Don't be scared, Liz.
Where are Finnegan and Mr. Bigby right now? Last time I saw them, they were scurrying under my guest's chair here. Is it safe to put my feet back on the floor? Okay, I'm good. Oh, good. Well, you'll be saying, oh, rats, if you miss the party on the drive in Parksville this September. And here to tell us all about this wonderful event, it's actually Vancouver Island's biggest street party, is our guest today, Cheryl Hodgson. Welcome, Cheryl.
Thank you.
And if you have to put your feet up, feel free to.
I know.
I'm sure the rats are accounted for,
good.
but very good. So Party on the Drive in Parksville on the wonderful resort drive there.
Right.
Tell us how that got started.
Well, it got started, this is our 5th year actually, and it got started by the resorts just wanting to introduce resorts to the public. A lot of people that live in Parksville don't even know what there is. So they started that, and so they first of all thought, well, let's bring some local artists together, and then it turned into let's bring some local vendors, let's bring some local entertainment, and let's bring some local food, and it became a party.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All the elements
Yeah.
you need for a good party.
Yeah, exactly.
Art, food, music, and Resort Drive itself is a wonderful stretch of road. It's got
is.
lovely sidewalks on both sides,
Yeah.
some boulevards. It's a perfect place for Vancouver Island's biggest street party.
Yeah, yeah,
So
it is. It's
last
great.
year, I think you mentioned you had over 7,400 people attend.
Yeah, we did. So it's
Wow.
grown every year. Yeah, so we're
Wow.
hoping to surpass that this year.
And that's just a one-day event, September 11th,
Yeah.
and it runs from 1 to 5?
1 to 5. Yeah, that's right.
So within that 4-hour time span, you had 7,400 people.
Yeah,
Wow.
we did. A lot of people know about it, so they come, they wait for it every year.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have their favorite artists that they get to see. And,
Right.
and it's just a great local event. Yeah,
That's very good.
Yeah, it's good.
And there's about 7, I think, resorts along Resort Drives, world-class resorts
Yes.
that probably a lot of the locals don't even know about.
Yeah,
So what a
exactly.
wonderful way to promote that beautiful part of Vancouver
Yeah,
Island
exactly.
and Parksville. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So
Great.
how did the owners come together? I understand you created the Resort Drive community.
Yes, and so what they've done as well is we have what we call a passport, and we offer that to everybody when they show up. And what they're asking is for everyone to go down and check out the resort. So they have show suites open, and it's just a way for when you have guests come to town and they want to stay somewhere, you can recommend something. And then just by going down there and having a look at them all and filling out your passport, then we have some great prizes, over $500 in accommodations, spa gift certificates. So it's just a thank you from the resorts to come and have a
that will all
look.
take place on September 11th,
Yeah,
including the open houses at the resorts themselves.
Exactly. Yeah, they'll be open
That's
from 1 till
wonderful.
5. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about some of the musical guests you have this year.
We have a great lineup, actually. We've got 5 stages, and they run from Oceanside Village all the way down to Sunrise Ridge. We've got one down at Beach Acres. We've got one in front of Ocean Trails. And we've got everything from Johnny and Appropriate's playing. I think everyone's heard of them before. Trainwreck, a new band called Wheelhouse. Exit 51. We got a couple just solo artists like Dane Marcos is going to be there, Peter Manson. So lots of great entertainment. Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah. And then come hungry too,
Yes.
because lots of food trucks.
Lots of food trucks
Yeah,
on site.
yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah.
I love the artistry of the food trucks too.
Yeah.
That lends itself to that festival atmosphere
Yeah,
as well.
exactly, it does.
And a little later on the show, we're actually going to have one of the artisans, one of the
are.
artists.
Yes.
She's going to demonstrate some of the art that will be available there.
Yes.
And any good event relies on volunteers. Are you still looking for volunteers?
We are. We would like some volunteers. Just if you have a couple hours to come down at our information booths. We have information booths all the way down just to hand out maps, help people. We have Citizens on Patrol will be there for all the parking because we have lots of parking, but it's all set up that way. But just if you have a couple hours, you want to come to the party, you want to be part of it, then we ask you to come down and
Party
us
on
a-
the Drive is offering these wonderful T-shirts for every volunteer who comes for the event September 11th, 1 to 5. What a lovely T-shirt.
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
way
it's
to
nice. Everybody-
Yeah. So how many guests do you think are expecting this year, Cheryl, for your event?
Well, we're hoping that we're going to surpass last year, so we're going for 7,000. That's our goal for this year.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to definitely come down there
Oh,
and check
good.
it out myself. I
Yeah,
think it's a
I hope
wonderful.
everybody does. It is. It's
way
a
to
really good event. Yeah.
promote.
Hopefully the weather stays like it is. and-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
good.
it's great.
So Party on the Drive, and we're going to throw it over now to Hazen, who's actually going to be singing a song called Thrive. Kind of rhymes. Over to you, Hazen.
Inner wisdom, all the pain, dancing sunshine, thriving in the rain, rising sunsets, sunsets fall. Cursed was her smile as she answers the call. Calm were whispers shed at night. Stoke the fire, your whispers in the fight or flight. Path this restless heart and seek. Your blind desire truly sets your wild or free. Feel the night nestle inside. Fear was a demon, it buried me alive. Dance with the moonlight, set fire to the sky. Eternal wisdom was burning in my eyes. We bask in sunshine, soak in rain. Don't make no difference, the feelings are always innate. See how we do this, how we shine. What we got in us, exhale, it's just a matter of time. Exhale, it's just a matter of time. Inner wisdom, all the pain. Dancing sunshine, thriving in the rain. Rising sunsets, sunsets fall. Cursed was her smile as she answers the call. Calm were whispers shed at night. You stoke the fire, witnessing the firefly. Your path is restless, hide and seek. Blind desire truly set you on free. We bask in sunshine, soak in rain. Don't make no difference, the feelings are always innate. See how we do this, how we shine. What we got in us, exhale, is just a matter of time. Oh, exhale, is just a matter of time. Oh, exhale, is just a matter of time.
Today we're with Angela TerMarsch from Empurpled Wares. Angela has been on the Party on the Drive for the last 5 years, and today she's come to share with us some of the wonderful artwork that she does and show us even how to do some of it. So let's get started, shall we?
Absolutely.
Great. So what have you got here? What's happening with this tinfoil and metals and...
Basically, the start of any sculpture, I have 2 frame sizes, and this is just regular household electrical wire. So my concern is this one's going to have hands and she's going to have feet. So I'm going to give her a couple of those.
Is this an easy thing for most people to do you think?
When I do classes, I always say that anybody can do this. Now, I have a lot of this set up and done before they get there so that the complicated pieces are all finished with.
But it looks like it kind of goes in stages, doesn't it? You've got some metals and then you've got some other kinds of things to go with it.
So all of my work, all the bases are all recycled.
Okay, where do you get them from?
Garage sales, backyards, wherever I can find the junk people are throwing out.
Wherever you can find it. Well, you can come to my yard anytime. I have like lots of it. So.
And everyone's always throwing out candle holders. So you'll see along a lot of the work, there's candle holders that were in your living room at one point. And that's my jump off point basically is I'll look at the structure and I'll already see ahead of time what kind of shape she's going to need.
And so do you have a vision from the form itself or from the candle holder or a combination of the whole thing? How do you get that inspiration for each unique piece?
Basically, I go into my stash, I start looking on the wall and I think, oh wow, that's a really cool piece. I can see sort of how the girl is going to be sitting, and then I'll pick up that piece and I'll start with that piece.
Okay, so this is the first part of it. And then as we move to the second part of the piece, what do we do next?
All right, so I set it up easily here so we can see. So this is my wire frame. My second stage, I'm actually going to start the sculpting work, which is where the body shape comes in. So I'm just using regular standard household tin foil. And I'm going to crumple it up. I'm going to take her arm, I'm going to run it along.
So this looks like it's a fairly easy beginning process.
It is. It takes a little bit of muscle work in the end when you're really compacting and squishing everything really, really solid. But you can see I got the arms in. This one's nice and easily done. I always have, my signature is that the women are fairly well-rounded.
And I love that.
Well,
I
there's
do.
a good reason for it.
And what's the reason? Share.
Is because when the fabric goes on, then everything flows beautifully.
And I noticed that on most of these pieces, there is a real metallic kind of look to them, but they're still very flowing and elegant and light looking. What do you use?
That's kind of the
to make that
joy
happen?
of using this. Now, I use a liquid textile hardener from Europe.
Okay.
And basically, when I get to the third stage, I'm making a mummy, and I'm using old cotton t-shirts. I cut them into strips. It gets dipped into the liquid textile hardener. I make sure it's fully saturated, and I wrap her up.
I see. So she probably feels just all warm and fuzzy like that, doesn't she?
That's right. But I have to make sure that absolutely no moisture can get in there.
Important,
Because in the end, all the structures can stay outside year-round.
Oh, they can.
They can take
So
all
these are
weather.
good for outside the home, inside the home. I mean, I find each piece so incredibly unique, and I've noticed that you're using such a variety of fabrics
All the
with
fabrics,
this
once
textile.
again, are all recycled. I mean, everyone is throwing out so much garbage, and that's all I use is only recycled fabric. So as long as it's a natural fiber,
Right.
then the textile hardener will absorb into the fibers, and it will work.
So the textile fiber, is that a little bit like Mod Podge or like paper mache, or what's
Yeah,
that
it's actually
like?
really quite thin. And at home, I use my hands. I don't wear gloves or anything. It's completely non-toxic, so that I can roll it up and really make sure that the whole thing is completely
So
coated.
it becomes very, very saturated,
Yes.
very, very wet.
Yeah.
And then from there, as it dries, does it shrink somewhat to the tin foil, or does
Never.
it stay at that same?
I wrap it really, really tight. This stage is as tight as I can get it to seal it right off.
Okay, well, I have to tell you, we've got a lot more to be able to see, and another segment coming up a little later as we are expanding. Next, we're off to do a little bit more of the party with a bit of dancing, and that's Kimberly Plumley, who's going to be our next host.
Hey, hi everybody again. That is amazing. I can't wait to see the finished results. It's going to be great. But right now we're going to step back in time. We're going to have some fun, and we're going to talk to Holly Bright and lovely Kathy McIntyre. They're both here. And where are you from, lovely Holly?
I'm with Crimson Coast Dance Society.
What do you guys
We
do
all
in this?
know.
Yeah, everyone knows Holly. So you guys do some great contemporary dance pieces all throughout the year here in our Nanaimo area. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we think that we help make Nanaimo a really fun place to live. We produce a lot of really fantastic events throughout the year that are dance related, and cultural dance or contemporary dance. And we have one coming up that is taking us back in time to the swing era.
I love it. Now, Kathy's here. Kathy, you've got it going on. You're totally 1940s. So you are part of what group?
Twilight Radio Theater, and what we are, we're a theater troupe, and we perform 1940s radio shows, but we do them live on stage. And so the actors have their script in hand, they're often playing many different voices, and we try to do as many of the sound effects that would happen in the radio show as we can live.
Oh, I get goosebumps thinking about it because it's so awesome. Okay, now how did you guys get connected? Why are we doing a fundraiser? What's happening? Holly, tell us.
We both love swing, and we've worked together before and really enjoyed that and wanted to have a chance to work together again. And Crimson Coast Dance Society requires to have a lot of fundraisers through the year, ways to help us produce our programming. And we wanted to just take that opportunity to bring dance and music and theater together, which is what we do, and support local artists in what they do, and create an event called Retro to Electro Swing.
So, okay, so Kathy, what else is going to happen? Like, you're doing the show, and then there's...
Oh my God, it's 6 hours of chocker-blocked entertainment. So first we're going to have a little bit of radio theater. And then Dinah D and the Contraband Swing Club is going to play for a couple of sets. We have a fantastic MC, Gloria from Vancouver. Tell them about Gloria a bit.
Yeah.
Gloria is lives in the 40s era. She is a part of the Myrtle family band, and there will be 2 members of the Myrtle family band who are performing. Her daughter Amelia, who is less than a year, and her father. They're doing a Charleston together. We'll have some opportunities for people to meet each other. We're kind of swing parties or swing games where you can get to know each other because we're all there. We're going to have a good time. We're going to spend time together.
Component,
kind of like swingo or get to know, just swing flavored. And our MC is bringing all of that, those activities and ways for us to connect and really make the evening fun and memorable.
Well, I can't wait. Got my tickets already. It's great.
After that, we're moving on to DJ Daniel Trump. He's going to go until the wee small hours of the morning.
So really it's in 2 parts. We wanted to connect with a broad audience. We start with retro from 8 till 11:30, and then from 11:30 to 2 you can come in and enjoy some electro swing with Speakeasy electro swing DJ Daniel Trump and Alexander Watt, who plays stand-up bass.
This is good. It's going to be quite the night. Okay, so one of the things that we want to get into a little bit, Kathy, is can you show us a few of the sound effects?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Oh, this will be live on stage.
This is live on stage.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
this
is how you guys run.
Extra, read all about it. Light a fire under your bottom. Get up out of your chair. Run, don't walk. To retro to electro. The one and only for one night only party of the year. Prepare to be transported back in time to the swinging 1940s. Tickets are on sale now, so jeepers, get your ducks in a row, don your dancing shoes, and get on board.
That is just a small piece of what people are going to experience because it is so fun. The whole night is going to be fantastic. Holly, where can we get tickets? We all have to get tickets.
CrimsonCoastDance.org. You can also get them at the door.
Right. And you're from Gabriola, Dinah D and her group, Gabriola as well. We got the Gabriola contingency coming, so come on down. The ferry's running. Got it going on. So there's food and drink too. What's going on with that?
Well, we're trying to find a few little appetizers from the era itself, some mocktails that you can mix yourself and just kind of create the whole vibe so that you're really stepping into the 40s. And really there will be a lot of people there who are more into the Charleston and will be coming representing the 20s, 30s, 40s. It's what we notice when we have these swing parties, and we're inviting everyone to come in whatever area you choose as long as it's swing. You can wear your Keds, you can wear your Converse, you can wear your heels, and whatever outfit you choose. There will be a costume contest and a dance contest, a photo booth, and some singing telegrams, just to name a few.
Everything. So all Saturday, September 17th. And that's going to be where?
Nanaimo Entertainment Center.
And that's a great happening spot too, right? Isn't that cool?
Old Caprice Theater. There couldn't be a more perfect place for this event.
Oh man, it's so great. So we've got lots going on there. Don't miss out. And so we're going to have some fun. I think we're going to head over and maybe, I don't know, will they do some more dancing over there, Kathy and Angela? Will you do a little swing? Maybe? Oh, come on. Oh, we're going to Matt. Oh, my mistake. Sorry, Matt. I love you.
Thanks, Kim. Thanks a lot. It's good to feel the respect now that the show's back on. No, it's okay. Kim's getting the old drinks out. She'll be out there dancing, of course. Also, a huge thank you as well to Holly and Kathy for coming in. Myself as a jazz musician and a radio broadcaster on CHOI 101.7. I love that they're bringing these themes in. And again, just obviously, in terms of the music, I want to give a shout out as well, as mentioned. Daniel Trump, Alex Watt, Dinah D and the Contraband Swing Club. Incredible music. So it's going to be so much fun and part of another amazing Crimson Coast dance fundraiser. Anyways, coming up on the show, we're halfway through the program right now. We got some more art. We're going to hit the yoga mats, not to be confused with my breakfast, which is the yogurt mat. I also meet our musical guest right behind me, Hazen Sage, just chilling back there. But first, tell you about one more street party happening in Nanaimo. It's the Old City Quarter Harvest Festival, taking over Wesley Street on Saturday, September the 10th. Bases will be entertainment, vendors, kids activities, harvest-themed competitions, including a pie-eating contest. Rumor is that Howie Hennessy, one of our camera guys, is already camping out to make sure he gets involved with that. And there's also, go Howie, my money's on him. Also, there's going to be some bobbing for apples, which is a great way to teach kids about the joy of fresh fruit. as well as the dangers of drowning. So good luck, all the kids on that. In addition, there's a petting farm, some face painting arts and crafts, live music, including Nanaimo Idol Country Idol winners, as well as Manglewood, the Femme Fatales, Moonshine Mollies, and Lance LaPointe. I love just talking about great music, so grab your gourd, pack up your pumpkin, saddle up with your squash, and get down and check out the Old City Quarter Harvest Festival, taking place Saturday, September 10th. That's going on from 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. all along Wesley Street, right in the Old City Quarter area of downtown Nanaimo. And now we're just going to walk over this way a little bit because it's time for a return engagement. I think we have to get Kathy and Angela back on here, as Kim had talked about a few moments ago. Again, Angela, one of the highlighted artists on the Party of the Drive coming up in Parksville later on. And the sculpture right here is just like a Scooby-Doo villain in that it's foiled again.
Oh, you know, he's really tough, that one. He's a tough one to follow, for sure. So we are now at the next level. So we have got her already up in the tin foil, and what do we do next?
Okay, so from this stage, we're moving to stage 3. We're dipping. All the strips that I've cut out previously, they'll get dipped into the textile harness. She's sealed off like a mummy. So then we go into stage 4.
And so stage 4.
So you can see Miss Naked Lady here.
She is.
She's all mummified. She's actually cured already because she's been curing for 2 weeks, so she's quite hard. So at this point, I'm going to go into my stash, which is bags and bags in my room, and I'll sit there feeling around going, ooh, this one feels cool. That's what's going to end up being the skirt then. So I'll take this out, and I'm like, well, that's pretty long. That's pretty good. So this is going to end up being a really nice skirt for her because it'll have lots of volume, and it'll move around. Now, you have to remember, this is going to be soaking wet. So I make a huge mess. There's power pole flying everywhere.
Fantastic. And when you put this on, how do you secure it to keep, does the medium itself hold it to the body, or do you have to?
I have roughly 2 hours to play with it.
Okay.
But because of the way the hips go and the butt goes, everything will fold in properly and it'll actually sustain itself and it'll hold on. And once it's cured, it's rock hard.
And again, to cure it, it takes like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's almost 3 weeks in BC with our extra.
Wow, that takes a lot of time to make each and every one of these very unique pieces.
So once she's dressed, I'll just let her stay and she'll cure until she gets to this state. So you can feel her, she's rock hard now.
I'm gonna bring her over just a little bit so that we can get a better, I'll move this out of the way for a sec.
So you can see she's all one color. She's not looking very pretty yet.
Oh, I think she looks gorgeous.
So now is the stage where I'll apply the paint. I'll use an exterior varnish and I'll use a dry brush technique. So I will mix the varnish with a little bit of pigment and I will dry brush color back on. And that's gonna basically end up highlighting all the folds. You can see on this one here where all the folds get highlighted. And then all the color will come back out.
Absolutely stunning. So once the paint goes on, how long does the paint itself go to dry?
It actually only takes about 24 hours for the varnish to solidly seal on.
Right.
And I recommend usually, because they can stay outside, once a year you just give it a quick spray varnish, only not to protect the actual statue, but it'll protect the metallic colors that I use on top. Help to keep the golds looking really, really bright gold.
So you've been at Partey for the last 5 years. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your experiences with people witnessing your art. I mean, it's so breathtaking to see each individual piece. You have to go and do it. You have to see it.
I actually really enjoy Party on the Drive because I'm in front of the hotel, but she gives me a huge space on the grass. So I have trees behind me, I have lots of light, and I have them all spread out. So it's like walking through a little gallery of a village of women.
And do you show through the galleries as well?
I do, in art galleries. They do go into art galleries.
Well, I have to tell you, I am absolutely amazed. Thank you so much, Angela, for coming. I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. It's now back to Matt for some more Hazen Sage. Thank you so much.
Awesome, Ann. Thank you very, very much, Kathy and Angela as well, again from Empurpled Waves. Amazing structures, really great to highlight artists here on the show on Shaw TV. And speaking of highlighting artists, we're going to turn right to my guest here right now, Vancouver singer-songwriter Hazen Sage. Hazen, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us, Matt.
I'm really stoked because you always have some of the best hats. And so I got to give highlights to your Longwood hat because you were the first ever artist to play at the first Longwood Stock Festival last year.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so good to get on here. And again, love the hats. Good stuff.
They make some of the best beer on the island.
It's pretty beautiful, I'm telling you. Now, you know what? Now, we're already getting into beauty here and stuff. And now, to start off, before we talk about the music, I just want to talk a little bit sort of about you. And there was a situation with you years ago. I don't want this to sound really dark for our listeners, but basically you had pretty much died for a little bit. And so just whatever's comfortable, talk about that moment, how that sort of led into all your music.
Well, basically, I went under the wheels of an impaired driver and 3 times, and it killed me for 13 minutes. but as much as that sounds dark and gloomy, it took me to a real beautiful place. You'd have to read more on my website to get more in detail on it, but I could just share that it was very, very, very spiritual, and it sent me back down with a different path. So clearly it was more of a wake-up, and I could sing and I could play a guitar before, but I couldn't do them together. And then when I came back and I had a guitar against me, the first chord hit me and it awoke everything inside me, and then all of a sudden I just had concerts in my head and I could sing and play guitar, and it's led me here to you, Matt.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about, so now, the way you describe your music on your website is world gypsy rock.
Yeah.
So I'd say talk a bit about what that is, and also, did that sort of music consciousness, was that in you before the accident, or is that something that came out of since then?
Well, I've always loved music, and I've always gravitated to all types of music, everything from Beethoven to Tom Petty to Metallica. But no, it was more of once I got out on the road, I traveled down to Mexico for 6 months and started really absorbing cultural music, and people wanted me to, learn something from here, So as I traveled, I picked up different types of styles of playing, but it really kind of, again, I awoke the gypsy in me. So it was the gypsy, the world, and you can't ever dismiss that I'm from Canada, and I listen to a lot of great North American music of rock and roll, and some great bands in Canada like the Tragically Hip.
That's right, we were talking before we came on the show here about, I watched the Kingston final performance, you did as well. What do you think it is that makes so many Canadians connect to their songs?
Well, I think one, they're Canadian. Two, they rip. Three, they're all real great, badass Canadians. I think the connection is so deep with Gord Downey. I know for myself personally, I never had a dad. So for me, the lyrics and the message that was coming out of Gord was a huge influence to how to view or how to see. It was such a great, refreshing perspective. And there was a huge connection there, and I think that everybody on whatever level that they perceived or took that in as and viewed the song or heard it their way, they really, everybody connected with everybody and shared.
Yeah, very powerful, really landmark moment in the country.
Yeah, it was.
So now, I've seen you perform a number of times, and I would say your songs are quite powerful as well. So speak about what it is like now to write music. Now you're starting to move toward that similar kind of connections with audiences. Like again, I talk about like Longwood Stop kicking that off, like just blew so many people away. Is that something that's really important to you when it comes down to writing your songs?
No, I don't. I won't cater, say, to what I think people will hear. It's more of I'm in an avatar, and I get channeled from my higher self and guide. I can't explain it more than that, other than I kind of feed myself the info from above, and it just kind of comes out. And the presentation for the stage for the people is I'm just going to try to play it with all I can so that you feel what that message was.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like the music chooses you. You don't choose the music.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like I'm just the driver. I'm just a messenger.
Nice. Again, we've written some great stuff. And again, I know you released an album in 2016 called Thrive. Is that the most recent?
Yes, it is.
All right, perfect. So where can people find more information about that album and your other songs and more about you and your music endeavors in general?
Sure. So hazensage.com has everything that you'd need for any kind of downloads, streaming, info, sites, blogs. Everything is there. So it's a one-stop shop.
Nice, nice. All right, well, again, obviously, we've got a bunch of great shows this summer. Look forward to seeing what's coming up next. So again, we're going to get to some music. Your next song is called T for Two. What's that song about?
It's about this real amazing woman that I met, and I had to write her a song, and this is the one.
Beautiful. All right, Hazen Sage here for you on the show on Shaw TV.
Into the kitchen, puts the kettle on. Steam begins arising like a first love in their song. she pours tea for two. Hummingbirds feed outside the window. Sunshine brings life to the morning dew. And I feel her eyes gaze on me. Yeah, I feel her from the inside. She's so lovely. It's no ordinary tea. No, it's no peppermint or green. Loving of her greatest devotions. It's a love potion from her sea. Love. Spoon begins to stir and clean and crisp the air. Hands make slight and sacred motion. She plays that beat for me right there. Whoa. And I feel her from the inside. She's so lovely. Essential was the kiss, it melted hearts in bliss. She was intense. Heat she was rising as the phoenix set fire to a sky. Right here within the moment, it was truly what that love defined. It was right here within the moment, it was clearly what love should find. It's you and me forever in the sea. It's you and me forever in a dream.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Hazen. I'm Anna Bosa, and you're all probably wondering, what am I doing on this mat? Look at this. Today, I am so happy to introduce Nicole Arndt, pardon me again, Arndt, and Tracy Harvey. Welcome. They're from Bend Over Backwards Yoga, and they are going to tell us all about it, and we're going to do a little demo. They're going to teach me how to do little moves here and there. And Nicole, I would like to ask you a little bit about, now you do, correct me if I'm wrong, Iyengar?
Iyengar
yoga.
Yeah.
Iyengar yoga. And can you tell us a little bit about the method?
Sure. Iyengar yoga is named after BKS Iyengar. He's a yogi from India. He died.
I like that yogi.
And we're yoginis because we're all women. So
I too will be a yogini. I like that.
So Iyengar was instrumental for bringing yoga to the West, and his system is a highly developed teaching methodology that presents yoga in a systematic and safe way.
Okay.
So
Iyengar, safety is good.
Safety is really important. Iyengar yoga teaches teachers are rigorously trained. It's about 1,000 hours to get us to the introductory level, and the intermediate level is about 10,000 hours.
Wow, that's a lot of hours.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not intermediate.
No.
She's and there's ongoing professional development throughout. So in classes, you'll see teachers giving precise language, clear demonstrations. We tailor the work to different students' bodies to make sure that we take care of you, that you are safe in our class.
Right, which is really important.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Now, the reason for your coming and demoing this is because Bend Over Backwards is doing a great offer, and I think it's a really wonderful thing for people to take advantage of. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So coming up, we're doing a full week of free yoga from Monday, August 29th through to Friday, September 2nd. We have almost 20 hours of classes that we are offering totally free of charge, from absolute beginner classes. I think there's some aging gracefully classes in there, restorative yoga, pranayama, which is yoga of breath.
Because yoga and breathing, they kind of go hand in hand. You need to breathe.
You need to breathe, and pranayama is a separate of the 8 limbs of yoga. It's one of them. So we actually offer, I think, coming up this fall, 2 separate classes just to study breathing and how it relates to your life and your nervous system.
That's really interesting, and that's actually a great thing because you don't need any experience to do this.
No experience whatsoever.
So can we do a little demo?
Absolutely.
Can we do some little moves?
Yeah. Okay.
Now, Tracy, you're going to be our teacher, aren't you?
I'm going to teach you today, Anna, yes, and Nicole is going to, typically in our classes, the teacher would stand up front and mirror what the student would do. So you would
maybe
stand.
should I come?
No, you stand in the center. Stand in the center of that mat. I think there's another student that's supposed to be here today, but he's late.
Is he late?
So we're going to start the class without him.
Okay.
And we'll just deal with him when he gets here. Okay. So.
Hey guys, sorry, I was just.
Oh, Matt, your mat is ready.
What? No, I have to go out and crush some grapes for the Shaw TV vineyard out back. No. What?
Okay, well, why don't you stand in the center of this mat here, Matt, and we should get started. So Nicole is going to mirror what you're going to do, and I'm going to teach you through the poses. So that we emphasize the standing poses in the beginning to build up strength and stability and mobility. So we're going to start in mountain pose, Tadasana, with the feet together, 10 toes parallel. Beautiful. Legs are straight. Keep the chins level, and then turn your palms forward. That's it. And lift the chest, and then have the palms face the side of the body. Now from here, press your feet down and take the arms forward, firm the elbows, palms facing each other. And then take the arms straight up overhead as Nicole is doing. See what Nicole is doing. Reach your fingers up and press the feet down. Now we would like these elbows to be straight. Bring your arms down. You all have belts behind you. Take the belt behind you.
What are we going to do with these?
We use belts, blocks, and fold the belt enough times so that you can hold it shoulder width apart. And come back to your Tadasana mountain pose. Are we having problems there, Matt? I think so, yeah. Just hold it like
now,
this.
What kind of student is he anyway?
Now, first, let's come back to the feet.
No, you said shoulder length, so
shoulder hip. Now come back to the feet and see that your feet are parallel. Are they? Very good. Okay, now firm on the belt. Take the belt straight to the ceiling and lift up. Look at those beautiful elbows. Lift the belt up. Take the shoulders down away from the ears. That's it. And press your feet down. Stretch the belt up. Now bring the belt down. We're going to do a pose called Utkatasana, fierce zigzag pose. So take the belt up. Press the feet down, roll the thighs towards each other, keep lifting up with the belt, and sit back in your imaginary chair. Roll the thighs in towards each other, keep lifting up with the belt, bring your navel to your spine so that you don't overdo the low back. Press into the feet.
Right?
Yes, you are. Press your feet. Come up.
Matt, how you doing over there?
Okay, and then bring the arms down.
Wow.
So let's take the belt aside.
All the way down? Okay.
Take the belt behind you.
Oh, the belt behind us?
Yeah, just leave it on the floor, off the mat.
I thought we were doing something back here.
Step your feet a leg length
really
apart.
good.
That's it. All 10 toes forward. Now, I think that your legs are a little bit longer than that, so a little bit. I realize you're wearing jeans, Matt. Next time, toe in a little bit.
Proper attire.
Yes.
For your next class.
My car is proper attire.
Now, you're going to turn your left foot in and rotate your right leg out so that your right toes are pointing towards our lovely guitarist here. That's it. Now, turn the 10 toes forward. And if you're not sure what I'm describing, look at what Nicole's doing.
Yeah, I'm following Nicole.
Turn your right foot in and turn the left leg out. Have your hands on your waist.
It's going to turn to the hokey pokey at some point.
Yeah. You betcha. turn all 10 toes forward. Okay, now as you turn, Nicole's show going to your left, yes. Take your hands to your rib cage. I would like you to try and turn the legs so that the rib cage is not turning, that you're turning in the hip socket.
Oh, kind of like that.
That's right. So take your hands to your ribs. Keep the ribs, come forward, all 10 toes forward, all 10 toes forward.
Oh, still
legs
wide apart. Yeah.
Just see what Nicole is doing. Now, keep the rib cage where it is. Turn the left foot in, turn the left foot to the right, left foot to the right. Go this way, Anna. Yeah, and then turn the right leg. That's it, you're getting it. Now turn 10 toes forward, go to the other side. Turn the right foot in, turn the left leg out. Okay, 10 toes forward, 10 toes forward. Now extend the arms. Now as you extend the arms, you broaden the chest. That's it. Turn the left foot in, rotate the right leg out. That's it, keep your legs straight.
Okay, wow.
Palms facing the floor. Yeah,
like
just
that.
keep in line here.
Okay.
Now press strongly into your outer left foot and hinge with your right arm over your right leg. We won't go too far. And take your hand to your thigh or shin. Left arm comes straight up, palm facing forward. Then turn the neck to look at your left hand. Yeah, now press into the feet, come up. Press into the feet, come up. Turn the toes, and we would do the other side.
Okay.
So you can rest the arms on the hips.
That's awesome. Wow.
Okay.
That's a great.
Okay.
I like that.
And I think we have about 20 seconds left.
I know.
So,
Okay, all right.
Okay. I'm still alive. We did it, Matt.
Good job.
Thank you so much, Tracy and Nicole, for coming and showing us that. And the website, quickly before we go?
IyengarYogaNanaimo.com.
Yes. And that gives the information on all the free classes and everything about it.
Yes, it does.
That's excellent. Thank you.
It also tells you what to wear as well, correct?
No kidding. Awesome.
Nicole,
Thank
Tracy,
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. You're a great student.
No problem. Well, I didn't all put over, which is better, I can say, for most of the times in the show. So thank
Totally
you.
a good
All right,
thing.
as well as all our guests, I want to say thank you so much to our hardworking volunteers and staff in front of the cameras and behind the scenes. In fact, please, a big round of applause right now for Kathy Holmes and her first time hosting here on the show. Come on, big round of applause. Come on. Good stuff. We also have a number of first-time volunteers as well. We're in all sorts of positions. So a really quick shout-out, really quickly right now, to the script assistant position. Now, Kara Lee has been working on the script assistant. That's the position where you're basically there. You got a stopwatch. You're taking the time and making sure everything is running smoothly. Now, at one point, Kara Lee had to go for a quick break, so we had a couple people jump in. We actually had one of our interns, Rosemary, jumped in there, as well as our musical guest, Hazen Sage, which is really good. So Kara Lee did some of the timing. Hazen did some of the timing. Rosemary did some of the timing. So basically, it was Parsley, Sage, and Rosemary with time. So, assistant there. Anyways, more. Everyone's just shaking their heads right now. I guess I should stick to yoga, right? All right, anyways, you can find more about this program on Facebook, facebook.com/The Show on Shaw. All sorts of video updates, photos, and much for the programs. Also finding more about the links to the show on our Twitter page. That's Twitter through Central Vancouver Island. Just search that up. And also, you can find previous episodes of the show also on YouTube. So check out the YouTube shows on there. All sorts of fun puns and, of course, more yoga hilarity. Hey, if you want to volunteer on this program, contact our volunteer coordinator, Melissa Hall. It's melissa.hall@sjrb.ca. And if you want to be seen on the show, have an idea for us, get in touch with Kate Bergen, kate.bergen@sjrb.ca. Now, before we go, though, one more song to send us off. Hazen Sage with a track called Red Lotus. Much love to all of us, to you watching the show on Shaw TV.
Troubled life has me underfoot. Say twice so I'm understood. You don't know the half of where I've been. Living close to the underground, on the edge of every sound. You don't know the half of what I've seen. Do ya know what I mean? I'm trying to make a start. Bottles trying to bet too much. You don't know half of my sin. Face down in the pouring rain, dirty world and the suffering. You don't know half of men's greed. Do ya know what I mean? Oh man. Joe.